Hey YouTube, Richard Scott here. Today is March 9th of 2021 and we are well into our spring bee management season. So today adding more honey supers to some of our colonies that need the room. The queen needs space to lay eggs and the bees need space to put the resources, the pollen and nectar that's already coming in. My part of the world in West Alabama, a lot of stuff's in bloom now. Trees are beginning to bloom out just a bit. So we're really needing to add space. The bee populations come up. The big thing we want to do is prevent bees from swarming. Now understand, we're going against millions of years of nature. Bees want to swarm. That's what they want to do. They want to produce and divide. So trying to prevent that so we increase our honey crop. And I'm going to add some supers to colonies that need it today. One of the first things I do when I go to each bee yard is make sure the bees are still alive. That's important. So I'll go by each one of these colonies and look at the entrance and make sure we got bee traffic coming in and out. And just kind of glancing all these, looks like we do. Now it's kind of early in the day, so it's not a whole lot of traffic yet. But beginning to see some bees fly in and out, so that's always a good sign. Make sure they are still alive. So far, so good. Yep, we got some up here, but yeah, every one of these have traffic, so that's a good sign. That's a little handy trick. What I do to keep my smoker lit longer without having to refill it every few minutes is I started using some paper towels, and I've got some old pair of blue jeans that I use, and I cut these in little strips, and I put down in my smoker, and it's 100% cotton. It takes a while for it to burn, so it's not like pine straw or leaves that burn up quickly. So this actually, I can go through a whole bee yard with just a few strips of blue jeans and not have to keep refilling my smoker, and taking that extra time to stop what I'm doing, refill the smoker, and start over. So just a little trick what I do, and it helps out. So to show you what I'm doing real quick, I'm going through the brood nest and just kind of inspecting the colony, seeing the health of them, seeing how they look. And let me show you this. And this is what I'm looking for. So I'm pulling out a few frames, and I'm not doing this to all my colonies, but I am doing some. Just check out the brood pattern. Beautiful brood. That's all cat baby bees just inside there. And then where you don't see the cat baby bees, there's eggs and larvae. Well, it's going to be hard to see that, but all that cat brood there's going to be hatching out the next week or so. and adding to the population of this colony. So I'm trying to manage these bees to make sure the queen has plenty of room to lay and doesn't get clogged up, in other words, to where they want to swarm. So yeah, these bees are quite angry, as you can see. So they're trying to sting me, but I've got this bee suit on to try to protect me from the bees getting in. So try to make sure I'm taped up good to where the bees can't get inside the veil with me, because otherwise this will get pretty nasty quickly. Look at the pollen inside these frames. This frame here, all these cells are packed with pollen. All kinds of different color pollens too in there. Pretty cool to see. I know it's kind of hard to see with all the bees in the way, but yeah, this frame is packed full of it. Look at all the capped brood on this frame. And where you don't see brood, the capped cells where the baby bees are, there's eggs and larvae in these corners here. So this is a lot of bees getting ready to hatch out, which will make the population explode because there's a lot of frames inside this one colony just like this. So I'm going to add a super to this colony, and I'm going to checkerboard frames in from the one that was on top. I'm going to place this new super down that's directly above the brood box to give the queen space to expand her colony. So what I'll do is a process called checkerboarding. I'm going to take frames out of here you see that are full of bees, and there's also brood and honey and pollen mixture. But I'm going to take frames out of that and I'm going to checkerboard into this, and I've got empty frames over here. I've got empty frames over here that I'm going to replace the ones I pull out of this one. So basically I'm going to make a checkerboard looking pattern to where you have an empty frame, and then a filled frame, an empty frame, a filled frame. Basically what we're doing, we're breaking the cluster, breaking the honey dome that's above it to give the queen room to come up and lay. Queen bees, they don't like to cross the honey dome. So I want to give that queen room to come on up, build the population up, so by the time we get in our full nectar flow, there'll be enough bees in here to produce a good honey crop. well, that's pretty much a wrap. I'll do this every 10 days. I'll go through the hives, look, see how things look. If they need more space, I'll add more supers. And in about 2 weeks, I'll begin doing some splits. I'm going to split some hives up into nuke boxes, those 5-frame boxes. So I'll show you that process as well. But anyway, I've got to finish up a few more bee yards, and that'll be it for the day.